guys? It's your boy, Barca Boy 103. Today we're going to be doing the match analysis from the match yesterday between Inter Milan and Barcelona, where Barcelona did suffer a big loss, hindering their chances of qualifying out of the group stages in the Champions League. We're going to take a look at some stats from this match, analyze team performance, analyze some players' individual performances, and also react to Xavi's post-match press conference and the match reaction of two other players. But before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button down below. Let's try to get to 300 likes on this video. It'd be very much appreciated. Also, if you're new, make sure you subscribe down below if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Let's start off with a reminder of the starting lineup from last night. It was Ter Stegen in goal, a back four of Roberto, Christensen, Eric Garcia, and Alonso, midfield three of Busquets, Xavi, and Pedri, and a front three of Dembele, Lewandowski, and Raphinha. But in this match, Xavi did use 4 out of his 5 substitutions. He brought on Pique for the injured Christensen, made a double change, taking up Alonso and Raphinha, and bringing on Balde and Ansu Fati, and then finally he took off Xavi and brought on Kessie. Now, the front covers of the Catalan-based newspapers this morning both had 2 different headlines for the first time in a while. Mundo Deportivo came up with the headline saying handball, of course referencing the 2 moments in the match, the penalty for Barcelona and the disallowed goal for Barcelona. But then Sport came out with a headline saying Champions League complication. Let's now take a look at the full-time stats, where Barcelona did dominate the possession, 72% in our favor with 28% going to Inter Milan. Keep in mind, Inter Milan in the match did pretty much give us that possession. In the match, Barcelona had 7 shots, 2 on target, 3 off target, 2 blocked, 13 corner kicks, and absolutely none of them were threatening whatsoever. We had 0 offsides compared to Inter Milan 7. They had a lot in this match. We both committed 9 fouls. They got 5 yellow cards, which to be honest I can only remember 2 of them, and we got 2. I believe they were for Xavi and Busquets. In the match, we also created 1 big chance. We did miss it. We did hit the woodwork once, of course, with Ousmane Dembele. We had 5 shots inside the box, 2 outside, which I think is very, very low, and their goalkeeper Onana only had to make 1 save. Now, these are the stats I'm very interested in, of course. Passing. Barcelona attempted 703 passes in this match, completing 641, giving us a 91% success rate. We also attempted 52 long balls and completed 43, 83% success rate. But in the match, we attempted 50 crosses, and we only successfully completed 11, 22% success rate. We will talk about that later on. We also attempted 14 dribbles, but only completed 4, 29% of course success rate. We lost the ball in this match 132 times. Ridiculous. We only won 38 duels in total, with 12 of them of course being aerial duels. We had 14 tackles compared to Inter Milan's 21, 5 interceptions compared to Inter Milan's 14, and then 11 clearances compared to Inter Milan's 34. Let's now take a look at the SofaScore full-time player ratings, where they did give Barcelona as a team a total average performance of 6.83. Ter Stegen got 6.3, very, very undeserving in my opinion. Roberto 7.0, way over in my opinion. Christensen 7.1, Garcia 7.3, Alonso 6.9, very generous. Xavi 6.7, Busquets 6.8, Pedri with the highest rating in the team with a 7.4, Dembele with a 7.3, Lewandowski with a 6.6, and then Raphinha with a 6.8. On the bench, really none of them made an impact. Pique got 6.7, Ansu Fati getting a 6.3, one of the lowest in the team, Balde getting a 6.6, and Franck Kessie getting a 6.7. Let's now take a look at some of the stats from this match. Firstly, let's take a look, of course, at the average positioning of the team throughout the entire match. On the left hand side is from the starting lineup, on the right hand side is including substitutions. So as you can see, very, very clear that Barcelona were most of the time playing a 4-3-3 in this match. Busquets holding, but you can see Pedri is almost as deep as Busquets. Of course, that's where he's going to pick up the ball a lot. You have the back 4 clear as day, Alonso, Roberto not too far forward. You have Dembele very far forward, but Raphinha not too much, and of course Lewandowski dropping deep a lot to of course get involved in the play and then make those runs to attract some defenders. If you look at the subs coming in, we do look more organized, so to speak, but then again Kessie is all the way up there because of course we were attacking when he came on. He came on for like 6 minutes, but the right hand side looks a bit more organized, more structural than the left-hand side. Of course, Alejandro Balde way up there in the wing back position. You have Ansu Fati playing on the left wing, a bit more wider than more central than Raphinha was. So again, you can take that into consideration, but the most important thing is that it wasn't really a 3 at the back of this match. Of course, the rumors were we were going to play a 3 at the back. It wasn't. Alonso was so far forward, but then again, was not doing much going forward. They had to drop back deep a lot where we were under pressure a lot. So in reality, we can see the positioning saying that, look, Xavi did go with a 4-3-3 formation in mind. Although a 3 at the back, you could potentially say could have been a better option to get a better result and dominate the match even more than we already did. Now, if you take a look at the heat concentration in this match, of course, Barcelona usually go down the left. But since, of course, Marcos Alonso was playing there, the right-hand side is where Barcelona would play the majority of their match with Dembele, Xavi, Roberto. On the left, though, you still have a lot of concentration, but more so in the deep of the halfway line, not more so in the final third. Nothing much going to the middle. Again, you think about Lewandowski, that definitely hit the graveyard shift for him. Now, in this match, the play was 85% in the Inter Milan half. You can see there 40% in their final third, then 42% in between the halfway line. So if you combine those two together, 85% the ball was spent attacking Inter Milan, with only 15% in Barcelona's final third. For me, that is huge. That shows dominance. Again, from the 2 Çalhanoğlu shots, of course, the one that was saved by Ter Stegen and the one that gone in, I cannot think of any other time Inter Milan had an opportunity. Maybe the handball for Eric Garcia, but of course that was offside, very, marginally by a toe, and then it was, of course, not given. Other than that, I cannot remember once where Inter Milan were sniffing around. Oh, maybe that Dzeko chance as well that Pique cleared. That's all I've got, and that's probably what makes up that 15%. Other than that, it was pure domination from Barcelona. But of course, what were we doing for the majority of the match? We were crossing it. Of course, I did hint about it earlier on a few seconds ago. In the match, Barcelona had 50 crosses in total against Inter, 35 of them in play. Both are the highest records for a Barca team with Xavi Hernandez as a coach. 50 crosses. And to be honest, 2 max look threatening. I tell you what, look at all those numbers. They're all freaking number 7, all coming in from Usman. The amount of times we crossed it was ridiculous, and the outcome was absolutely nothing. I think a cross did come in for the Pedri disallowed goal. Other than that, I can't think of anything. Of course, Dembele hitting the post, that was more build-up play. Maybe the Ansu Fati handball, that was a cross as well. Well, it wasn't Ansu Fati, it was Dumfries who handballed it. So, apart from that, I can't think of anything. Again, we see this a lot with Barcelona. When we tend to panic, we just start whipping balls into the box. It never occur to them that, oh, they're a defensive team, their whole entire team's at the back. They have 3 center backs, Skriniar, De Vrij, and who is the other one? Bastoni, all above 6 foot. You only have Lewandowski in the box, really, who's not known for his aerial threat. You have Xavi, who's like, what, 5'8", 5'9". Then you have Raphinha, who's short. You have Ansu Fati, who's short. When Kessie came in, okay, we did have somewhat of a threat, but apart from that, it's just so dead. I would rather we pass it around, build up, than go out there and try and just cross it into the box every single second. But you know what? It's past now. It is what it is. Hopefully Barcelona learn from this thing, and you know what, instead of crossing it, why not pass it, build up a bit. Like when we have Luke de Jong in the box, okay, you can cross it and make sense, but when you have Lewandowski and Xavi, does not make sense whatsoever. Now, to be honest, the worst moment in the match, in my opinion, is getting another key injury to one of our players. Of course, Andreas Christensen did go off around the hour mark with an ankle injury. We saw on the TV how there's blood coming out of his sock. You're thinking the worst. The club released an official statement yesterday night saying that Andreas Christensen has sprained the external ligament in his left ankle. More tests will be done today to find out the exact extent of his injury. Now, when I saw this, I also saw this video here of Christensen leaving the stadium, and the man is limping. Look at him walking. There's no crutches as well, which of course is very important. He left limping. I'm thinking this is a minimum of 2 weeks. And the main guy himself, of course, Javi Miguel from AES, the injury guru, came out saying that Andreas Christensen could be out for around 3 weeks with a sprained ankle. I think it'll be most likely between 2 and 4 weeks, which again, pretty much out for until the World Cup. Essentially, he'll be back probably for the last game or two. We went from having 5 center backs to 2. thank God for Xavi for insisting on a strong squad, because if we didn't have a strong squad, we might have been finished. We only have now Pique and Garcia for Villarreal, Bilbao, Real Madrid, Inter, Bayern, Victoria Pleasant. 6 huge games for Barcelona the rest of this, month, or the rest of the games until the World Cup, with only 2 center backs. We're hoping Kounde can come back very soon, but you don't want to rush him back. Araujo, no chance. Christensen could be back near the end, but again, when Barcelona build momentum, yet again, another key injury to our squad. Let's now get into Xavi's post-match press conference reaction and the match reaction of 2 other players. Those 2 players are Eric Garcia and the 3rd captain, Sergi Roberto. Let's now get and see what everyone had to say. First up is Eric Garcia, who without a shadow of a doubt was definitely top 2 or 3 best Barcelona performers in this match. Had a very solid game, so let's now get and see what he had to say. He came out saying the result hurts us because we were attacking on the front foot and they were defending during the whole entire game. Ansu Fati's handball was unintentional as it came off Onana's save. The first half started well and we attacked well, however the goal we conceded changed the game. Everyone thought the handball would be a penalty, and I don't know what rule the referee followed. So of course Garcia there venting his frustration, but I think, you know what, he can walk away from this match with his head held high. Was one of the top performers in this match, and now only one of 2 fit center backs at the club, so he will be playing a lot of minutes over the next few games. And that concluded Eric Garcia's post-match press conference reaction after the match against Inter Milan. Next up is Sergi Roberto, who in my opinion did not have a good game, but again, he is coming straight back from an injury, so that's something you have to take into consideration. First start for him in a long time as well, so let's get and see what he had to say. He came out saying, "I'm angry. I don't know what happened with the referee's decision, but it seems he had his reasons to not give the penalty kick. Inter positioned themselves well in the defense with the 3-5-2 formation. It made things very difficult for us. We are top of the league, of course, in La Liga, and we are looking forward to the return leg at the Camp Nou. Of course, with the Barca fans at home, it will be a very important match. On the penalty decision, I'm angry about it. The law changes every year with the handball. Neither the players nor the referee knows what they're doing at this point. The offense for the handball is disallowed goal was the same penalty kick that wasn't awarded as well." So he's saying, look, the referee is not staying consistent whatsoever. 1 minute is a handball, 1 minute isn't. But again, another full focus is going to be on the return leg at the Camp Nou, which will be a huge game. And that concluded Roberto's post-match press conference reaction after the match against Inter Milan. Time now to get into Xavi's post-match press conference reaction. Of course, he's the manager, he sets up the teams and the tactics, and his opinion matters the most. So let's get into see what he had to say. He came out saying that, look, I'm angry, I'm pissed, I believe the result is unfair, and that's why yesterday in my press conference I said the referee should go out and speak to the media after the match. I asked for an explanation after the match, but he refused to give me any explanation. We had to compete better, and I was angry in the end by what happened. We created more than them, but without any success. I'm worried about the defeat because Inter now have 6 points and Bayern Munich have 9. We are now in a very difficult position, and we have 3 finals in order to qualify for the next round. Inter defended well. I said it in the press conference too. They're a strong side defensively, of course. We always want to attack, and we want to attack well. We lacked the rhythm in the first half, and we have to criticize ourselves more than the referee's decision during this game. Crossing are a solution. We tried from the inside, 1v1s from outside, but it was complicated. Inter closed us down well and ended up with a goal from outside the box, which we didn't defend well. The worst game of the season? No, I think we were good in the second half. We closed down well. The first half, though, wasn't good. It was a tough match. We dominated the game and we created chances, but they ended up scoring with their only shot on target. Then he was asked about benching Pique, saying that, look, these are decisions that I have to make for the good of the team. But of course, when he came on, he did perform very well. So of course, Xavi absolutely fuming after the match from the referee, but of course saying that, look, we have to look at ourselves. First half, absolutely crap. Second half, we played much better. Of course, we were crossing a lot, but it was more so Inter Milan closing us down, defending very well. They had 1 shot on target theoretically, and it went to the back of the net. But now we have 3 big finals left to reach our goal of qualifying out of this group into the round 16 of the Champions League. And that concluded Xavi's post-match press conference reaction after the match against Inter Milan. Let's now analyze some of the players' individual performances in this match. I've chosen 3 players to analyze. Those 3 players are Andreas Christensen, Eric Garcia, and Pedri. First up is Andreas Christensen, who got a 7.1 silver score rating, and as from his heat map, he was of course playing as a right center back during this match. In the game, he played for around 58 minutes, had 1 clearance, 1 block shot, 1 interception, 2 tackles. He attempted 4 ground duels and 1-2. He attempted 2 aerial duels and 1 both. He only lost possession 4 times. He committed 2 fouls, but he was never fouled himself. He had 72 touches, 95% pass accuracy, but only misplaced 3 passes, and he also attempted 4 long balls and completed 2. Look, I think in those big moments in the match where those crosses are coming in, those last stick tackles, Christensen was always there. Like I said against the match against Real Mallorca, when he's at the back, I feel safe. Of course, the goal they scored is just individual brilliance from Çalhanoğlu. He says that, of course, that he practices, long shots every single day for like 5 hours. Today that paid off, so you can't really blame the center back partnership or defending, although Xavi said in his post-match press conference that for that the goal we should have defended a bit more better. But you know what, for me, Christensen in this match, I think he was very, very solid, and he's kind of becoming my new Mr. Consistent, because every game he's playing well. We saw him against Mallorca, we saw him in this match, and of course a few games before the international break as well. But now, of course, he is injured right where he's building momentum, which absolutely sucks. All we can do now for Christian is wish him a very speedy, and I mean very speedy, recovery. Next up is Eric Garcia, who got a 7.3 silver score rating in SW's heat map, was of course playing as a left center back in a back 4. In the match, he played 90 minutes, had 3 clearances, 1 interception, 3 tackles. He had the 4 ground duels and 1-3. He had 1 aerial duel and did not win it. He lost possession once. He committed 1 foul. He was never fouled himself. He had 108 touches. He also had 99% pass accuracy. He only misplaced 1 pass throughout the entire game, and he also attempted 7 long balls and completed 6. Look, we know with Eric Garcia, what you're going to get from him is a good center back who, in the air, is a bit suspect, and also defensively wise as well, but a center back who can pass the ball like no tomorrow. For me, I think what the highlight for Eric Garcia in this match was actually his tackling. He did complete 3 tackles. 2 of them were fantastic. The one for Lautaro Martinez, that last just wanted to take the ball away from him instead of giving him a shot on goal. Yeah, the other one that's coming in like a long ball over the top. He kind of scissor kick cleared it. I mean, he's now becoming a good defender. Of course, we've been saying now for the past year, great ball distributor, but defensively, he always has, a bit of suspect in him, but now I think he's becoming much more stronger in that role. Again, picking him up on a free deal last summer, he waited to come to Barcelona, La Masia, born and bred. This could be his moment. Of course, for the next month, if he stays fit, most likely he will play every single big game. Clásico, Bilbao, Villarreal, Inter, Bayern Munich. He will be in the starting lineup for pretty much all of them. So now it's his time to capitalize on his momentum, and I think in the end he will. I think, again, distribution fantastic. Just work a little bit on the defensive aspect of the game, and he can be a world-class center back. And last but not the least is, of course, Pedri, who was pretty much every single Barcelona fan's man of the match. He got a 7.4 silver score rating, and as from his heat map, was playing mostly, of course, on the left-hand side in a midfield 3. In the match, he played 90 minutes, had 108 touches, 92% pass accuracy, only misplacing 8 passes. He attempted 14 long balls and completed 13. He also attempted 2 dribbles, completed both. He attempted 8 ground duels and 1-5. He lost possession 11 times. He committed 1 foul, but was fouled himself twice during the match. He also had 1 clearance and 1 interception. This man absolutely ran that midfield, and it was beautiful to see. If he got the goal, that should have been counted. It could have capped off the night. I think if he got that goal, his rating probably would have been easily an 8.4 in my opinion. He was that good. It's so amazing to me to see such a young player so decisive for Barcelona, and also so impactful on the pitch as well. I've of course included him in individual analysis now for the past few videos. I'll say it before, I said it again. We have a talent on our hand. This man can be the best midfielder in the world, and I think he can be one of the greatest of all time. Of course, that's going to be big implications, big expectations, but I think, you know what, he's on that rise. We've seen from Pedri since pandemic 2020 under Koeman, 2021. he's been unbelievable. Every single moment he comes onto that pitch, you know he'll make a difference, and you know he'll make an impact, and he continues to do so. And now Xavi, of course, is starting to rest him a lot because he's that important for the team that he has to be playing in every single big game. So credit to Pedri, he was fantastic, and again, I haven't seen a bad game from him in a long time. He also, alongside Andreas Christensen, for me, is becoming Mr. Consistent, and of course, we will need that for the next big month for Barcelona. So overall, final thoughts on the match against Inter Milan. Look, we dominated, we had referee decisions going against us, but in the end, it took individual brilliance from Hakan Çalhanoğlu to put that screamer, bottom right-hand corner, into the back of the net. In the reality, we did not see that from our players. There's no individual brilliance from Ousmane Dembele, Raphinha, Ansu Fati, Lewandowski. Of course, in those decisive moments, we did see some brilliance, of course, from Pedri, but it wasn't quite enough to get Barcelona a result. I think a draw in this match should have happened. It was guaranteed for me. Of course, I did predict a draw in my match preview. This match is a draw, 100%. But Barcelona were unfortunately robbed. So you know what you have to do now? Take it on the chin, watch the game back, analyze it, learn from your mistakes, and move on. We got so many games coming up. Again, I've already listed them off 1,000 times. Clasico, Bayern, Inter next week. That's going to be huge. We'll talk about that right now, actually. If you look now at the Champions League table, it ain't looking too good for Barcelona. Bayern Munich won 5-0 against Victoria Pleasant. They're on 9 points. Inter on 6, Barcelona on 3, and Victoria Pleasant, of course, on 0. It's a must-win again at the Camp Nou next week. If we do not win, we're Europa League bound 100%. Even a draw would be dreadful. Although a draw, you would have to depend on Bayern Munich beating Inter. And if they don't beat them, then you're officially screwed. So it's in our hands still. Beat Inter, get a draw or beat Bayern Munich, and then you gotta smash Victoria Pleasant on the final day. Even though that would be away from home, you have got to smash them. I think you have to get positive results against both Inter and Bayern. So win against Inter, 100%, and then at least a draw against Bayern, but you have to go for that win as well. So theoretically, we win all the next 3 games. That's of course 9 points. 9 plus 3 is 12. I think 12 will qualify us to the next round, most likely second place, although maybe Bayern Munich do slip up here and there. But again, it's in our hands. Win all 3 games, we'll qualify. Win 2, lose 1. It will depend on other results, of course, but it's all about next week at the Camp Nou, under the lights, 9 p.m. kickoff time on Wednesday. We gotta beat Inter, and if you don't, you're Europa League bound 100%. So we'll wait and see. The road now to recovery for Barcelona to qualify out of this group will start next week against Inter at the Camp Nou. It's not all lost. It's not impossible. It's not Europa League 100%. We're not there yet. But the road right now is leading in that direction, and we have to turn the car around and go down that other path, which will lead Barcelona to round 16 in the Champions League. So overall, the match again, disappointing. Take it on the chin, learn from it, move on, and push really hard for this next month. So that was a match analysis for Inter Milan versus Barcelona in the Champions League. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, and of course leave me your thoughts down below in the comments on everything we discussed: referee decisions, individual performances, team performances, the post-match thoughts of Xavi, Garcia, and Roberto, and also your thoughts currently on the Champions League group for Barcelona, and of course those last finals that we do have. And of course, make sure you guys subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys next time on the channel. Take care, and Forza Barca.